a great representation of our club on Talksport, and we thank you, my brother. Honestly, I appreciate that, but honestly, I don't think I'm not worthy of that, bro. Like, I'm not worthy of these things. Like, man, just there being myself. I appreciate it. Like, I'm only myself. I'm always gonna challenge narratives that I don't agree with. I'm always gonna give constructive criticism where needed. I'm always gonna praise my boys where needed. Of course, when you go on these platforms, because of the climate, we're in this stupid era of rage bait. I am going to defend us a bit more. Like, for a weird example, like, I can say Yokerezi, like, for example, when it weren't banging for Yokerezi, if I'm here with you, like, yo, because this is a place I love, yo, Yokerezi been shit, man. What's going on over there? What do you mean? He's pressing, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing the third, like, to get where I'm going. I will take the, like, you go through the comments today, there's a lot of love in the Talksport comments, a lot of bullshit. You lot can say that. Because all I get in the real life is love, and I appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? And my heart bleeds, bro, because I've seen so many in the last, I see people all the time, but in the last 24 to 48 hours, do you know how many of you Arsenal fans I've met in, like, around in London and that? And actually, like, today, I was on the train coming home. Man United fan, but, like, you know, I know when you said Man United, my ears perked up. It's one of them Peckham Reds. Quickly, I was able to identify you're a football purist. Like, you know, people that love their game, like, they love their club, laugh and a joke, but they love the game, they see it different. My heart bleeds for people like that. And that's why I don't take things seriously, because I know the internet is the internet, innit? So, yeah, man, it's too safe. We play too safe. There you have it. Arteta, I hope he has pulled his players out the international games to work. I hope so as well. And to be honest with you, a couple of these players, whether it's to deal with the league campaign, there's a bit of tired legs, and to preserve themselves of what's left of their club's campaign, not just Arsenal, but everyone, and going into the World Cup, they have to pull out. And to be fair, if you're a man, bro, Saka and Rice is the one I want to hear. Like, okay, we'll get into it, but all them man are pulling out. You lot are the ones that need to come out, bro. To be fair, I am at the point with Saka, and I know injuries, all of that. I'm at the point, Saka, you can actually stay with England, you know. You might need to be out of this Arsenal situation, playing for England. It doesn't change much because you have to come back, but you might just need a goal or something. Rice, you need to pull out of that. You need to, Rice. Come on. Come on, please. I'm going to vex DG. How much are we missing Marino? You can't vex me. Marino up front, slap it, lump it long, might do a thing. Like, even if Kai was on the bit, Kai might look better off the, again, you know, you don't know how I feel about imaginary scenarios, but Kai off the, Marino in that role, it might have done something for us. Kai off the bench, it might have done something for us. Marino in that role, and then Kai up front, or, you know, Kai in that role, and then Gyökeres off the bench, might have done stuff, but there's all here, there, and everywhere, innit? I don't want to be that guy talking about, I really, you lot can see where I'm going. I don't really care about this learning from stuff, innit? Because today, there's already things man need to learn from, but hopefully that's made sense. Riley, one love, my boy. We've needed a left winger since 2024. Some serious technical security is needed in midfield attack next window. It's holding us back too much. But then even that, bro, even if you slap Santi Cazorla on that pitch and this creative one and that one, the midfield is marked out the game. We've marked City's midfield with all their technical players out of the game at one point, even in the first half, but I'm more talking historical games. There's something tactically that needs to change. Of course, there might have been a bit more. A man might have got on the ball like if you had a Jorginho, but what's going to happen? You're going to get caught. Now, this is all above my pay grade. I don't know. I ain't got the answers. But Arteta needs to have the answers. And if I'm harsh, bro, these are not things I've seen this season. They're things that have been there, innit? Big up DG. Thank Lord I didn't pay £350 to go and watch that lackluster performance, but not surprised. Biggest worry from the game is that the mentality two win wasn't there, and Sporting game is massive. But they've got to relish it, and that's a fear we all have, man. Would you rather the team of the last 3 years or the attacking football of Wenger with the defense we currently have? The attacking football of Wenger with the defense we currently have, bro. We're laughing, bro. We're still laughing. City forever. Big up yourself. Have your moment, man. Surprisingly calm. It was a bit of a downer. We couldn't win. Just bring the Prem and the FA Cup. Champs would be great. One game at a time. I don't rate our Champions League chances. I don't. If I'm honest with you, man. I don't. And that's... I just know what it takes to win a Champions League. I think maybe with a bit of luck that I don't think we're going to get. As I always say, I think we near enough have to be perfect to win the Champions League. I've seen Chelsea win it on a Bandulu. I've seen City Bandulu their way. I've seen United 1999 and 08. I've seen Liverpool come from 3 goals down. We're not going to get them fairy tales. Our thing is we need to, defense is lit, attackers are scoring, tactics are spot on. There's no romance. No romance. Admittedly, last season, and I felt this way, I've said this to you for years. I've been on, it's my 10-year anniversary on YouTube in September, actually. Big up you lot for rocking with the kid. I said that last season. But I have to hold myself accountable, you know. I did think Real Madrid, oh, you know, PSG, but just because of what happened, I thought, yo, maybe the footballing gods have answered our prayers. Wasn't the case, man. Appreciate you, Riley, man. Is it me? But Arteta was more subdued than usual yesterday. He seemed out of ideas clearly. Well gone for no God. When you find him, let me know. We shouldn't have to rely on the kid, bro. DG, forever the people's champ. Link up at the parade, inshallah. God willing. Appreciate you, man. If these man want a parade, go do your thing. They have to. As the season goes along in many games, at times we've been carrying certain players. Zubamendi hiding behind the ref yesterday. Bro, we ride this Arsenal train to the last day. Arsenal for life. This is why man's been talking about midfield. You need more than one midfield. You need someone that's... And I know Norgard's there, Kai, Marino, other things, but bro, you need someone in Arteta's mind, whether it's right or not, we need someone that's on par either... But we could all see, like, I use the word on par subjectively, but I don't know if we had a Bruno Gomares, Zubamendi, like Bruno Gomares or Tonali, Rice, Zubamendi, they're all similar kind of levels. We need a next one. Is there any coincidence that Zubamendi's kind of falling off a cliff? The man's knackered. He's playing shit. He needs to pattern up. It's still, listen, I still fuck with Zubi, but see what I'm saying? Reality is, and even Rice needs to be afforded fresh legs on occasion, but reality is, if you're not part of the spine of the team, you should be interchangeable. It's not that we rate you any more or less. If your name is not moving on from the final, if your name is not David Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Jurian Timber, Declan Rice, it should all, and historically Saka, but the way you're moving, you have to get demoted. It should all be interchangeable. Unless you've made yourself someone that can't be dropped, which at a point this season, that was Trossard. I thought Arteta had improved his in-game management, but yesterday it was solely missing. Calafiori came on too late. Norgard could have come in for Zubi. I have to ask a question. Because we talk about... I have to ask. Did the players get stage fright? Gaffer, did you get stage fright? Because you ain't been there for time, and it's actually... I know you've been there as a player, and I know you weren't the coach. Well, you weren't... Yeah, you weren't the head coach, but you was part of it. You know, you've been there in cup finals with Pep Guardiola, right? But I have to ask every question. It's like when we won the FA Cup, take nothing away from it, but there was no fans there. So was the lights bright? Was you overruled by the occasion? Was it familiar but unfamiliar settings? I think every question that we've asked in this opening 50-odd minutes has to be applicable, innit? You make your own luck when you take risks and try. When you don't try, you get no luck. Every time this season when we have played to win and attacked, we got the luck we needed. Salute the players withdrawing from the internationals. At this point, just make sure you win the Premier League, Arsenal, anything else is a bonus. And even me, as much as, yeah, man, want to compete on all fronts, bro, put everything in the Premier League basket. Zubi has played almost as much as Raya. This is why I hate squad depth thing, quality, quantity. There's always going to be hierarchies, but this is why, like, for all the depth, that's just to be able to cope. There's certain things Arteta isn't going to do. Like, there's certain things he's not going to do. Indirectly, you don't... If you take Rice out, there's not another game plan where... There's a reality where we change up, like, we play someone else and we play very differently, but you don't feel confident that someone can... You've got a system where you could... If Rice or Zubi's not there, we try something else, or you don't feel someone can replicate in some way what he can. There's only some people, I believe, generally that Arteta, whether I rate them or not, or you rate them, and it's going to get a bit unpopular. There's only certain people that I think he trusts tactically, and I'm going to ignore the obvious names, the back five, etc. I think you trust Marino's intelligence and tactical nous. I think you trust Kai Havertz in that regard. I think you've begun to trust, maybe because we've got no one else, but you've begun to trust Eze in that regard, not to the same degree. System issues as usual. These players are a lot better than they're able to show and attack facts. Heard chat about quad and stuff. The Prem title this season, I'll be chuffed to bits. 20 plus years, let's get it. Put all the eggs in that, man. Times for talking done. They got to go do it, man. Appreciate you, Blackgate. Yo, the comments from Semenyo and Cherky's antics probably shouldn't hurt me as much as it does, but I hope we use it to win at the Etihad. Talk your shit, Semenyo. We all know you weren't cooking in Cape. It was a good battle, but you won. Talk your shit. Cherky, I love the nonsense that was going on. I expect that. I want my boys to do that. That's the least of my worries. Like, them kind of things, I think you have to remove your Arsenal cap. Of course, you don't like it. You love the shithousery when it's for you. I expect that. I like that. I think the game's kind of gone. I want that. If I'm pissed off about anything, it's everything that we needed to do to not have the reality that we saw yesterday, innit? I work near Wembley. I literally walked past the site of our debasement. We had nothing going forward. They had both wings boxed off because they wanted us to play centrally. And we have struggled to commit through central areas all season. So would it be fair to say Pep thought, like, as much as he's a genius, It's also a bit of common sense going into the game, and Arteta had nothing in that regard. Like, that's the most convincing in a hot minute City have looked defensively. Why is that against you, Arteta? Where we've kind of been talking about our attack. I agree with you, DG. On our side, Arteta doesn't learn. Same mentality in game management, BS. DG, I rate your composure on talks. Oh, wow. Let's say, yeah. I wouldn't trip out. No way will I trust this manager to deliver after the disgrace I saw, because if he's capable of such stubbornness and incompetence, I fully expect him to bottle it. No chances for him, Arteta out. Listen, them conversations will happen right now, whether I rate the manager to high heavens or don't rate him and these players. The season's not played out, in it. I don't see any need to. It's not me. I'm not one of them fans that's gonna throw every toy out the pram or bury my hand and say it's all gonna be all right. We've only got 4 losses, this and that. Reality is, we've got the positives that we have as a team. We've got the evident negatives. The season has to play out anyways. We have to, even if we down tools, we have to play this season. Everyone put their big boy boxes on and fucking go and make sure we make a real meal and get over the line. You have to. It's as simple as that. Kepa standing on a ball doing nothing after he effed up, needed a goal, man, playing musical statues. I do think, I hear it, I think that's unfair. And I actually rate Kepa for that, because there's no passing lane on. There's no passing lane on. You saw that a couple of times. That's one thing I won't get at Kepa for. The catching, whether he should have played, I don't think that's an issue, because I saw man dilly-dallying. The players couldn't get out. You saw a couple of times Rice basically pull into Hincapie's position, let him go up there. We're trying to go centrally. Pep and their players, they had every pattern. And that's why I'm looking at my gaffer. You're the man. Because as a fan, there's some things Arteta does in terms of tactics, players, all these things. At the time, I might be vexed or not see it. And then in time, I'm like, oh, rah, that's why he done that. The players must be the same. Pep therefore out-tacticked Arteta, which there's no shame in that. But Arteta, you out-tacticked yourself on top of Pep doing that. Folded. What did Mikel say at halftime? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what he said, but that's where I start to get onto the players. I'm onto the players for halftime because what the hell he said. I'm onto the gaffer for, as I said, the tide turning before the goals went in, and just in totality the second half, man. Off topic, DG, but I rate your ability to keep it professional when we lose, especially when man are trolling you on TalkSport. If they, I appreciate that, but for obvious reasons, I am not afforded the luxury of not forever being aware of my surroundings, if that makes sense. Now, that's an away game. If I had my own pattern, it's like Piers Morgan. Like, let's use Piers Morgan and them man as examples. Them man talk very loose and very brazen and quite horrible to people when they're, in their own little platforms and whatnot. If they had to come to the ends or come somewhere and have, sit down and have a civilized debate, they act a bit more differently. And I also know there's a bit of play acting, bro. Like, maybe you lot don't see it, but we're in a day and age of engagement farming. People want clips, which is great, capture the emotions, the highs, the losses, everything. There's earpieces going on. There's earpieces. Things are being said. There's evident, like you're trying to badger me. Like you're trying to badger me in it. Like you're trying to, they do that thing, you'll see it. And sometimes it gets me where multiple people are asking you a question. You're replying to one before you've even got the last word out of your mouth. Next one, everybody's getting involved. This is why it's important, because naturally by nature, I'm fiery. This is why you have to just keep quiet, analyze, see what's going on. Because when people talk from emotion, and that's what people were doing yesterday, I've got you. Could have went for the downman thing, man. No, she's not going to refrain, man, but it is what it is. DJ, it's baffling that we performed in bigger and difficult games with attacking patterns such as Bayern, Athletic, and Inter. Then we dropped mentality ever since, thoughts, players, or coaches. Both. It's going to have to be with Arteta because this is, this is your team. But both. Obviously, it's the Champions League and all of that. But respectfully, it's easier to do that in the league phase where there's obviously pressure and you need to win and you need to do this and you need to do that. But it's a final. So as much as it's about tactics and when you remove emotion, that's where it was won and lost. There's a lot of psychological factors that have to go into that, bro. We had a good opening, bro. First 20, 30. But as I said, I saw that against United. I've seen that plenty of times. I've seen us be good for 60 minutes and then fuck it up like Wolves or whatnot. I've seen us have a shit 20 minutes and then pattern up. Football's a 90-minute game. It's decided in both boxes. It's played in the middle of the park. All of the cliches. again, throughout this live stream and in general, I'm genuinely repeating the same things. Big up Ace. I said, hold these stab weeds. Big graphic, eh? Big up yourself, SJ, man. City and West Ham away will be our 2 hardest games in the running, both fighting, one to stay up and the other for the title. This is what they need to do. This is what they need to do. But you got it all to go. You got it all to do now, innit? If you think you can, you've got half a chance, innit? You've got half a chance. If not, it is what it is, people. So yeah, let me share my screen as well, people, because I appreciate you lot's talking points. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. But if you haven't seen this, this is the clip that's all fun and games. It's just football. It ain't nothing serious here. But again, I don't know if you can hear it all, but this scene, I was shocked by the amount of traction.
Best team in the world, Lee. Come on, come up against that. No one else has done that. Best team in Europe,
we won the Premier with the champions. I don't know.
They've got to do that against City, haven't they?
I don't know what Arsenal fans put that on me. I don't know.
I'm not putting on you. I'm saying you've got the best defence in Europe. We've got this.
We've got a very good defence. Obviously, a player switched off. But where's all this best team in Europe and best team in this and that?
Clearly, you don't talk to your own fans.
What are we talking about? I definitely talk to more fans than Arsenal fans than you. What are we talking about? Who said we're the best in the world of one?
We're one of them.
Yeah, we are one of them. Who said we're the best?
Not rising to it.
Come on.
How can you not rise to it if you mentioned it?
You've got, I don't know about quadruple. I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for myself, and I represent a lot of.
You say we're over the trouble like an insult, even though I don't believe we're going to win the trouble.
Again, if I may speak, and then there's a lot of illogical Spurs fans. You know, said there was a power shift in prime relegation. Let's just focus on Arsenal and not do the points for a thing. Anyways, I'm focused on the club.
Childish.
Because I'm speaking. Exactly. Simple as that. We lost the Manchester.
He's a soldier, isn't he?
It is what it is. I don't know who called us one of the best teams in the world and whatnot, or the best team, better yet. We just have to keep going. This is the worst we're going to get. So enjoy it now. Enjoy it. Please don't. It did sound like it did. Let's not do that point score team from a football club. No, I don't know where this best player in the world stuff, the best team ever. Please,
I'm actually having a conversation with you.
CJ, can I ask you a question about moving?
You're emotional right now.
I'm definitely not emotional. I'm just having a conversation. I'm passionate. Let's not confuse that. Like emotional or football. CJ, you're a passionate man.
The best team in the world, Lee. Come up against.
But it's cool. Because I won't show mercy. You think I haven't got the corn loaded? I hope, for Abby's sake, if I'm there, they don't get relegated. She's crying again. Well, I'm here. I will never show mercy because on that platform, you've got 30-40% of what I actually am. Now it's here. Especially when your team lost 3-0. By all means, chat shit. We lost the final. It is what it is. But don't try and point score. Because 1 minute you don't talk to Arsenal fans, then you talk to more Arsenal fans than me. It's not making sense. And you know I've got the archives. I told her this. I said this on the last stream. You know I've got the archives. I've got archives around your reaction when a penalty is when decisions have gone against us versus you. What man need to stop doing is thinking because you talk to whatever on AFTV or whatever that they stand for every Arsenal fan. And I do think that goes with a lot of football fans in general. Like, you know, a couple of twats and you think we're all like that. What you're not going to do is try and bully up my thing. What you're not going to try and do is do that agenda thing here. You got the wrong one. There's plenty of people that you can get. There's plenty of people that go onto that platform. There's plenty of soft use. It's not me. Declan Rice, I make you right with this, but I'm not trying to hear none of that. What I do want to tell you, what I do want to speak is this is interesting with Pep. He never gets trapped. He never gets tired of winning trophies. I sure as hell get tired of not winning trophies, my guy. And big up O'Reilly. Great moment for a boyhood City player and all of that. This actually wasn't even it, people. But like food for thought, innit? And he's going to be a bit complimentary. He said, today was a real challenge. Nobody gives us anything. Players, I hope you looked at that. Today we saw ourselves and our level against the best team. We were what we are. I hear it. We can be the best team and all that, but crunch time, I want to see the best team, innit? That is the proof and the challenge. That's what we're about. We don't regret the challenge. Sport is that. They're the best so far. Second off, I couldn't believe we could do that against Arsenal, but we did it. For you, Mikel Arteta, that sentence and that paragraph, hang that up on your office. You got 2 weeks to pattern that. Scrolling all the way down. And he is right in that, you know, he won this trophy before. He's obviously won it now. But for a lot of their players, a bit like, because when we look at City, yeah, they have won everything, whatever. And Arsenal, you man haven't won stuff, innit? But when you look at City's team, there's a couple man that ain't been in them scenarios. He mentioned that with Trafford, with Koznorov, with Semenyo, with O'Reilly, and how it's their first experience. And he has said a few times, hopefully next season and the end of the season, we can do it. I don't trust Pep because when I see you say that, it makes me think, yo, you're staying. But it makes me think, oh, it is what it is. But this is actually, I promise people, this is actually the main part in it. He said, we have we know that they obviously play Liverpool and they've got the title race with Arsenal. He said, I would like to be 9 points in front of Arsenal. This game will have no impact. It's different competitions. They'll be more concerned when they come to the Etihad. This will help us at the Etihad against Liverpool. The Premier League is in their hands. They punish us a lot. There were 2 good periods, the 3 draws with Sunderland, Brighton, and Chelsea. And then this one with Forest and West Ham. If they drop points, we are going to try to win our games and we'll see what happens. And that's obviously that. Listen, you win a cup, it's going to gas you, innit? So, yeah, man. Head of triggering, bro. But I'm too smart for that. Like, if you're going to trigger me, you trigger me with real stuff. And even this whole... The British public, we need to, obviously, Karma said it and she's not British, but the British public need to remove the word rattled from their vocab, because I do it. Like, I do it. Like, when all my friends that support other clubs, they take an L or whatever, anything they say, I'm going to say, you're rattled. It's gaslighting, where a rebuttal or a difference of opinion or a conversation is that. And this is one thing that annoys me about social media. By all means, like, for example, using me on TalkSport, boy, my club. I don't have to listen, but boy, my club, get your banter in, get your chimes in. There's for all walks of life, there's a scope of that. But why have we lost the essence of talking ball? Why is it always tribal, point scoring, soundbite nonsense where it's not that? And you got to remember, for these people that you lot say you don't like and whatever, they're always going to be on these platforms because they drive these emotions. This is the period we're in life, let alone football. Football mirrors society. Remember, we always say that, people. Arteta to use painful cup defeat as fuel. Arteta, I don't make you wrong. You have to. I am tired of seeing statements like that. But it's hard because everyone as a player really wanted it today, and I know supporters wanted it. The fact that we haven't managed to deliver is very, very painful. We've had a remarkable 8 months together, and now there's an international break. We'll go into there with a very hard feeling and pain. We're going to use that as fuel for the next 2 months. We keep going. It's painful not to give them what they were hoping for and what they're cheering for, but we'll recover from that and go again. You got no choice, my boy. We are all feeling extremely sad, especially with the way the game went. In the first half, I think we were the better team, had the best 2 chances, and certainly the best chance of the game to capitalize and get momentum you need in the final. Now, if I'm keeping it 100% on this, Arteta, if Eze missed that or if Martinelli missed that, you would have said their names. It's Kai, you didn't. And if I'm honest with you, we didn't create nothing in it, but there was it felt like there was a 2-3 kind of tennis rally where Trafford made a couple saves in quick succession. Me personally, I rate Calafiori in the final third the most in that final, because you've had that shot that skimmed wide. Obviously, you've had that effort that skimmed wide, and I'm sure you had a header that hit the bar. Couldn't tell you for the life of me off the top of my head when Calafiori came on, but you get where I'm going. So Arteta, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but I think that's a bit of playing favourites, people. And certainly the best chance of the game to capitalize and get the momentum. Goals change games. Didn't do that. In the second half, we started to have certain issues to get out of that block, but credit to them as well, how composed they were in certain moments. And us with the ball, we have to do much better than we've done. Without them having any shots, the first one, it's a very unusual goal that we've conceded. And the second shot they've had all game. But this is what I mean, Gaffer. When we went out to PSG, when we lost yesterday, possession stats, all of these things will show a close game. Our eyes showed us that, but we're never on the right side of defined margins. Where there's too much rationale in how we approach games. There needs to be that 5 and 10% of randomness. No one could have seen Thierry Henry's volley against Man United or like any great moment like that. It's too logical. Your biggest strength and your biggest weakness, and life is a contradiction, is that you're an overthinker. It's a learning curve for you as a manager, let alone at Arsenal. I'm only interested in what you do at this football club. I've got no doubt that you're going to take what you're good at and make it great. And obviously, you're going to learn from these things and you're going to have a fantastic coaching career. I'm only interested in what you do at my football club because I don't want to be that guy. You show me you can compete with the best of them in Europe, whether you win, lose, or draw. I know we ain't won stuff, but you've competed against all of them good coaches. We've not got over the line, and I don't care about being in the race, but you've got us into these conversations that we haven't consistently been in the Emirates era. You've got us to a quarters and a semis, and right now, we're in the quarterfinals of the champs. You know, I do rate a couple of our players individually, Saliba and Gabriel individually, and as a pair, David Raya, Juri and Timber. The list kind of goes on. So with all of this, I think it's more than fair for fans to think, yo, can you get over the line? And I know it's a bit of mind games, but a lot of managers within the game come out and say Arsenal is one of the best teams in Europe or the best team. The best team for me or the best team in the league, which that's great. And I'll have that. But there's also a rhetoric in the best team wins the Premier League. The best team has the Champions League. The best team in crunch time gets over moments. A team is a reflection of the manager. I'm not trying to be disingenuous, but Gaffer, in crunch time moments, do you fold? Do you not know what to do? Are they not looking at you like, well, God, what's going on? I have no doubt we're all pulling in the same direction and we want it. But there's a lot of what you just said there, which obviously I know you played in the cup final, but there's a lot of what you just said there for me that if I didn't know we played in the cup final and we just put those sentences on a board, I think could apply to several games. So yeah, and we know it was a low-key affair, but end of the day, the statistics that matter are what they done. Kept balls out the back of their net, scored the 2 goals, scored with whatever chances were on for them. Whether they had one shot on target, they put the ball in the back of the net. Goals change games. And if I'm brutally honest, part of me when we went a goal down was thinking, yo, we're still in this. Yo, man, part of me thought you lot crumbled. Definitely when the second went on, the less of that, the better. You can have momentum, but if nothing happens, that momentum will shift at some point, and it was probably in the worst moment when that happened, and that's it. You have to take it. Sometimes you have to accept that the opposition was good in that moment. They capitalized. That's what you have to do if you want to win titles. Facts. Rice, whatever you said, bro. Rice, man, you weren't the best yesterday. Man, I feel sorry for a couple men, bro. I feel sorry for all of you. It is what it is. It's very, very disappointing. Very tough. It's a final you didn't want to lose, but ultimately today we've given them the 2 chances. We've got to look at ourselves. It could have been a different game if we scored that one in the first half.